Entombed Valley.
Cross position on Entombed Valley. Our Protoss versus Zerg, the second game in the best of 3. And starting to the top right is the Protoss player who finds himself in a 1-0 lead. It is
SK Telecom T1 Rain.
Don't ask for sunshine, ladies. Actually, the perfect name for Korean summer. Starting to the bottom left, we have his opponent. Starting as a Zerg player in the blue for Caspar's 8th team. This is
Ace Team JD.
And by the way, no kidding, guys. Right now in Korea, it's just raining the entire time, and I love it because the air is so much better now.
I hate it, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm actually so relieved that we finally have air that you can breathe.
I'm constantly outside, and the more time I have to spend outside in the rain, the less happy I am. I've got to walk around in that all day. I always have to keep track of this umbrella. How many umbrellas have I lost? I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I had the same problem. In the last 5 weeks, I bought like 4 umbrellas already because I always forget them somewhere.
Well, you know, sometimes if you leave your umbrella somewhere, since all umbrellas in Korea actually, for the most part, look similar, sometimes someone may take your umbrella by mistake. And then, then you have a really frustrating position. And then what do you think? Do you take someone else's umbrella at that point? No, then you create a bad cycle.
Exactly.
This is not acceptable. People who are taking the umbrellas, I'm on to you. I'm looking for you.
It's, by the way, so funny. I just recently wrote on Twitter about the weather in Korea, that it's so hot and really humid and atrocious, and that this is one of the places where I really hate summer. And all the Australians suddenly started tweeting at me like, mate, you've been in Australia and it's way hotter in here. And I started to explain to them that Australia actually has a really nice climate because all of the cities are actually right next to the ocean, so you have this breeze. And all of them are like, nah, that's not true. And one person from Australia was like, well, I'm in Korea in like 2 weeks, so you have no idea what you're talking about, but we'll see. She tweeted me today and was like, it's so hot here, it's humid. I had to laugh so hard. Guys, you have no idea about Korean summer. It is a pain.
They don't know what they're getting themselves into, man. This is a hot, hot summer, as was once said last summer, in fact.
One of the players on this map who has no idea what he's getting himself into at this point is, by the way, Jaedong, because he didn't have any scouting information so far. He sends his Overlord now across the map, and he will spot his opponent's position fairly soon. But at this point, Jaedong actually doesn't really know what's going on here.
Yeah, he has no idea. No drone scout whatsoever. Probe sees the third base of Jaedong.
Decides to move back. Yeah, not hidden, not trying to set a pylon, a cannon, whatever in position.
And now Rain starting his tech with the Twilight, or with the Templar Archives for Cybernetics Core.
That would be pretty cool. The Templar Archive at 440. I would type GG immediately if I spot that.
It's no Mothership Core, it's Cybernetics Core. Yeah. And well, he's got the potential to go Stargate again. And we've seen a lot of Stargates so far. Last game opting for the robotics, however, and he went for, just early pressure that Jaedong was able to shut down.
On this map, of course, we have a robotics transition, which is way more likely because of the immortals that you want to defend those bases. Guys, if you're a little bit newer to Starcraft 2, or to this map, just a few hints about how this usually works out. This is a very Protoss favored map, or a map that Protoss players love. Oh, I actually have the Twilight Council, but let me just finish this thought. The reason why this is a map that Protoss players love is because you can take the third base so much easier. And as soon as a Protoss is on 3 bases with in 6 gas in total, you have a lot more tech options. You can push out of your third and take the 4th base as well, so you opt for the late game. And on a lot of maps you are kind of forced to play a 2-base timing attack, so this allows different styles for you. And a lot of Protoss players are way more comfortable with this. But we already have for Rain a little bit of a different opening, not relying on this robotics that you usually would build because you want Immortals to defend against Roaches.
Look at that Jaedong micro, by the way. I just want to point that out.
He's actually going for
Dark Shrine.
Templar. Yeah, he's going for DTs, isn't he? There it is. And that's something that you usually would not expect. Yes. I don't know if I've ever seen this on 2 bases on this map.
I have seen it before, but the thing is, if you do this and you split your DTs, it's so annoying for the Zerg who does not destroy the rocks.
I've seen it when Well, of course, when Inca was playing
Yeah.
in PvP, but they're probably against Zerg as well, but no games that I cast that really come to mind right now.
The layer timing here for Jaedong is actually going to work out really nicely for him as long as he can make sure to have the Overseers all in position. His rocks are destroyed, so he can send his units in between the bases quite well.
There's a Roach Warren now, and at 7:40, a little bit later than you usually expected. But this Dark Shrine is actually really interesting, and so far it's not going to be spotted. But the thing that Jaedong has is he has another Overlord in position at the 3rd base, so at some point he will wonder why there's no additional Nexus.
Yes. And he's got a pylon, actually, that will be spotted, I think. Jaedong actually sends a Ling to spot for this pylon in the bottom right. I cannot believe it, but he sees it.
Nice.
He sees that pylon, and that lets him know what's up. He's like, well, wait a minute, this is really weird.
And he saw the probe for a second. He actually sees it right now, so you should try to take down the probe as well. He sees... Does he see the Warpin? I don't think he did.
I mean, if he looked directly at it, he would have seen it, but there's no way.
No, I don't think he did.
And he needs Spore Crawlers, but he doesn't know this. 2 Overseers morphing. He must have seen it now, yeah.
He definitely saw it. Wow.
But still, even with the Overseers morphing, this is not going to be easy to hold. See how well he splits his DTs and how Jaedong responds. Goes right for the 3rd with 3 DTs attacking this hatch. I don't think he's going to be able to save it, but here comes the Overseer. Oh, he will save it, and actually, in fact, Rain runs away with his DTs, but he's going for workers at the natural.
Exactly, he's taking down a few of those drones, and the Dark Templar already did a huge amount of damage. Here come the Roaches, and of course the Overseer too. But really well done by Jaedong so far. I must say I'm really quite impressed that he really saw that. Of course, a little bit of a lucky coincidence that at this particular point in time he was looking on the map, but very well done.
Yeah, and the pylon kind of leads itself into Dark Templar play. Why would you ever have a pylon there otherwise? And oh wow, nice little timing here by Jaedong, trying to abuse the fact his opponent was destroying the rocks, and rocks aren't dead yet, but he's got the wall set up.
Rain in the lead in this best of 3, and we have the loser strike at hand currently, so whoever loses this series is out of the tournament.
He wants to trap these Roaches in, and only gets 1.
Yeah, only 1, but yeah, no, he takes down the DT. Actually thought I didn't actually see the Overseer at this point, so I thought he could do a little bit more damage, but no, Jaedong has the Overseers in position, both of them.
Great position now, man. 14 drones on the way. He's got a 4th base going up. The defense was so stellar that Rain has to kind of accept being behind right now.
He can't do anything. I mean,
yeah.
what do you want to do at this point in time? You can try to go for like a little bit of an Archon composition, but with a Roach Warren ready, that's not really an option that you want to choose, because Archons against Roaches are not really your best choice. And especially with the production that Jaedong already has, it's not what you want to do. And Jaedong now, not only with the 4th base that you just mentioned, but also look at the production tab. Every single tech that we have in the book, going for the Infestors, going for the Spire, he finds himself in a great position here, taking gas number 7 and number 8.
22 drones just finished as well. This is actually going to put him at a total of 97 drones.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Worker supply is insane for him. Of course,
Rain can never move out.
Yeah, no, Jaedong is going to trade worker supply later for Spine Crawlers as soon as he transitions into a Hive and wants to buy some time for his Broodlord tech. Might actually go on this map for Ultralisk, which is rare, but sometimes happens. Broodlord's definitely the better position, the better unit composition, but sometimes we see Zerg players favor Ultralisk on this map, but it's not really common. You need to rely on perfect fungals if you really want to pull it off.
Yeah, it's so tough to engage with that 4th base location with Ultras, whereas with Broodlords it's a lot simpler with you have that crevice to kind of hover over.
Yeah, exactly.
Robotic support base as well as 2nd Robo for Rain. He's really trying to power up his production for when he gets that 4th base up, because right now on 3 bases, I mean, he's kind of at Jaedong's mercy. He's not going to be able to attack him, he knows that. Taking the 4th base is going to be something that's not easy for him to do either. He really needs a big army to be able to push out and take that base.
Nice scout here with the Overseer. He knows now that the 2nd robotics base, robotics facility is being built, so that allows Rain to get the double Colossi production going. But with the Spire that is already done, he can just get a few Corruptors anytime he wants.
Yeah. With all the gates that we're seeing being added here for Rain and with the 2nd Robo, it looks like he wants to try to actually hit an attack off 3 bases, not take a 4th. You know, with all the production, it's going to allow him to force his way to that 4th if he wants to, but it's much more appropriate, normally speaking, to get the 4th base and then add the production.
Jaedong already starts to build those Spine Crawlers that we talked about earlier, which reduces his Harvester count a little bit. He built additional drones and has already another base on queued up. He's going for a 5th base. And here come the Corruptors. I think that he should actually be ready for Rain, but he needs to make sure that he is getting a little bit lower in the supply count for his workers as soon as he spots the attack of his opponent, so that he can max out on army supply.
Yeah, and the Dark Templar coming through here just to scout for extra bases right now.
Also, where's the Hive tank?
That is a good question.
There it is.
Just waiting a little bit longer than he should have. He's a little bit gas-starved right now with everything that he's doing with all of the upgrades. He's getting +1 for his Broodlings coming through here, as well as the Lings, but the Lings are not going to last too long here.
Moving out, and a Warp Prism is also being built for the reinforcements. We have the army supply of 106 for Jaedong against 97 for Rain. A lot of Corruptors.
Yeah, 10 of them, in fact, in total. 2 observers being made for Rain. He wants to really be able to spot his opponent's move-outs. And he really wants to hold this 4th base, but Jaedong does not want to allow it. He's corrupting all of these Colossi and just runs through. +1 is done for the Corruptors now. They're doing a lot of extra damage.
Jaedong has to be careful, though, here. This is something that I didn't expect, that he would engage into this, but he does. He tries to do the damage, and the Colossi, they are already gone, but the rest of Jaedong's army is also in trouble. He needs to fall back here.
On the way. He really wants to get those Lings out to defend the next wave of units, and he knows with no Colossi, the Lings are going to be quite useful.
Exactly, there are no Colossi, there are no Storms, so Lings are getting more powerful as we don't have any area of effect damage. But now the double Colossi production just kicked in, and Jaedong knows that he has much better income, so as long as he can delay the 4th a little bit. But Rain is getting this 4th as we speak. Jaedong on 5 bases has to be careful here. The army supply is still in his favor, but only by such a small margin.
Great Overlord placement, allows him to spot and shut down the Zealot drop.
Nice.
Double Spire. He's getting the 2nd Spire as well as the Greater Spire. +2 for the Lings, which actually are going to be a big part of his composition.
Oh, he blinks offensively.
Yeah, he needs a Fungal here to actually shut down this attack. Oh, great force field so far. He needs them, though, because with all these Lings on the map, if he gets surrounded with his Stalkers...
He's running by. He's running past. He's trying to find a different angle here. One Colossus is in here, but the Colossus immediately being focused. And now here are the Fungals. A great position for Jaedong.
Yeah, the Immortal's not all too useful against this type of composition. There's very few Roaches left, but with all the upgrades on these Stalkers and the one Colossus that was there, he actually rips through. Now he's going to take out some of the Corruptors. Jaedong is not out of this yet. He needs to make more Lings, and he does. 92 on the way.
He's really playing this very, very Ling heavy.
So
but he
much
has
larva, you know?
He has to be so careful, though, because we have more and more Colossi now, and the more Colossi are in the army composition of Rain, the more difficult it's going to be to engage with Zerglings.
Yeah, this forward pylon really allows Rain to be more aggressive as well here. Another Colossus coming through. Adrenal Glands is almost done. The Broodlord production has started.
And this is a big deal because Jaedong so far, as you mentioned, his mechanics are so spot on. He has the lava and he only committed minerals, which means he has so much gas. Look at his gas bank, 2,400.
Yep. Just been using the Lings to hold through here for now. You know, it's funny because this style of play actually reminds me of what T-Gun used to do when I was living with him. Just make a ton of Lings, save up that gas on a ton of bases,
Warp
DT
in.
will get shut down, and there's a Warp in, yeah.
Bottom
7
right.
Zealots coming through here.
Bottom right, a huge warp in at the base, attacking right here. Nice position for him to actually make those Zealots
The Broodlords are exposed, though, as he sends all of his Lings over to defend against the Zealots.
Where are the Fungals? There they are. Fungal is being used, and now Rain has to fight here in order to save them. He's trying to pull it off, but he's once again falling behind in supply. Jaedong playing a great match here.
Yeah, Jaedong is pushing this back so far. Stalker's blinking on top of the Infestors. The Colossi supporting them now against the Lings. And Jaedong falling in supply, but just continuing to remake Zerglings. For every unit that he loses, he replaces one. He's got so much money, so much larva. And it looks like Jaedong is going to be pushed back here a little bit, but he's still taking a 50 supply lead here. The hatchery, though, has been killed by DTs on the right side of the map.
Exactly, the hatch is down, and Rain is now just trying to push his way forward a little bit, doing some damage, pushing his opponent back to 4 bases instead of 5. And also with the increased count of Colossi, he's doing so much damage, adding now Immortals because he knows that his opponent is playing a little bit more Roach heavy. But still,
huge Ling run by to the left side. This is so scary.
The Stargate has been built, by the way, so he wants to go for a Fleet Beacon and prepare for the late game.
The Ling run by could kill the 4th base of Rain. He keeps considering going back as if he knows, as if he can sense the danger.
He scouts the bases. He wants to know if there is a 5th base.
Had he just run in, he might have been able to take out this Nexus, but now there's so many cannons, and the army of Rain has come back. This is a lot of Lings being lost, and that's a lot of larvae. You know, Jaedong has been using this very well so far, but this time Rain has closed the distance in supply, and Jaedong no longer has the bank he once had since he lost that hatchery.
He has the gas, but minerals are getting a little bit lower. He still has 1,000, but now Jaedong is suddenly facing 2 War Prisms on this map, and this is going to be a problem. Look at those DTs. The DT in the main base is now starting to work at the hive, and of course this is not doing any immediate damage, but he needs to take care of it.
He does need to take care of it, and he does bring his queen back. The Broodlords lead the charge here because he's got so much support for them on the ground. But Rain now actually can blink forward. And this is not looking good for Jaedong. He's losing too many units here, but the bungles are good so far, and the Roaches add in the extra damage.
And they indeed do. A lot of those invested Broodlords are gone, and now he's blinking in. Jaedong is on the retreat. He's trying to use his reinforcements, pushing Rain back.
There's not enough Brutes. The Stalkers can actually continue to move forward here.
Not anymore. He lost too many of them early on. The reinforcements are a little bit too late.
Yeah. Now the DTs are too much, and GG!